Next question. What common beginner's mistakes should I avoid?
Man, okay. Beginner's mistakes. There are a really long laundry list of beginner's mistakes, but I'm going to try to boil down a few that come to mind at the moment. The first thing is, I would say today's day and age is we would think that it's the easiest to learn guitar because there's so many YouTube videos, there's so many books, there's so many things out there that you can learn from. But really, ironically, the opposite is true. The more choices you have and the more input there is and the more stuff there is out there for you to learn, actually what happens is the more complex it gets, the more complicated it gets, the harder it is for you to know and see the path forward. And if you're a beginner, well, you don't know what you don't know, right? And also you don't know the path. So if you don't know the path and you have a zillion choices, what are the chances that you're going to go down the wrong path? It's almost guaranteed. I mean, I've personally never seen anybody who picked up a guitar for the very first time and figured it all out by themselves. I don't think that's possible today in today's day and age. There's a myth that some people are self-taught, and I'm sorry, but there's no such thing as being self-taught. You learn something from someone, whether it's watching, whether it's formal lessons, whether it's listening to records and figuring something out. You're learning something from another source. You don't sit down and figure it out. So that's a myth. That's not even possible. But as far as beginner mistakes, again, I would say the number one is thinking that you can figure it all out yourself. I'm sorry, you're just not going to. Like, there's just so many variables. It's so complex. There's so many different things that you can get wrong and only a few ways to get things right. And you need to be able to get those things right over and over and over and over again in order to know where to go and what you're doing and actually see progress. It's kind of like this. If you were to go into a kitchen full of food and ingredients and spices and all those kind of things, and you've never cooked before in your life, and somebody says, okay, I want you to bake me a cake. You have absolutely no idea how to bake a cake. You can look in the pantry. There's a bunch of ingredients. You can assume you can just grab some flour. Maybe that will work. I don't know. You can let's grab some oil. I don't know. I've heard my grandmother said something about putting eggs in the cake before, so maybe I should grab some eggs. But I mean, how are you going to get from a kitchen full of ingredients to a finished cake? And figuring all those steps and all those little things out, what temperature the oven should be, how long you should put it on, whether you should even put it in the oven or the microwave or the toaster oven or whatever on the stove. There's just no way to figure that out. So anyway, the point is, I'm trying to over exaggerate. It's not exaggerated, but I'm trying to overemphasize the point that you're not going to figure it out on your own. The number one thing you can do to avoid that mistake, which that mistake will cost you, some people it costs honestly their whole lives of trying to figure out the guitar, and then they always want to be able to play the guitar. But if they never get proper guidance, proper structure from somebody who knows what they're talking about and has successfully helped other students, they're just walking around in the dark, and they're not going to figure it out. They're going to be frustrated. You might put the guitar down. In fact, I read an article the other day that said the CEO of Fender, they did a bunch of research, and they found that literally 9 out of 10 people quit playing guitar within the first 12 months. 9 out of 10 people. Why? It's not because they can't do it. It's not because they don't have the talent. It's not because they're age. It's not because their fingers are too stiff. It's not because of any of that stuff. It's just because they don't know exactly what to do, when to do it, how to do it, and when to move on. That's it. It's that simple, right? So that's honestly, I would say there's a lot of mistakes that you can make as a beginner, but if you solve that one thing, everything else will take care of itself.
Hey, thanks so much for watching this video. We would love it if you hit the like button, leave a comment below, tell us what you thought about it, and subscribe to the channel. We're going to release really great content, some great backing tracks so you can practice your guitar skills on. And if you're interested in taking your guitar to the next level, we have a free course that we want to give to you. It's in the description of this video. It's going to help you discover how to freely express yourself on guitar without endless amounts of scales and theory. So check it out and let us know what you think. Thanks.